right, who was that?
That was me.
I think I figured it out, Solo. If you go into your settings, you can turn your input volume all the way up more, and we should be able to hear you louder-ish.
My input volume is already at maximum. I'm only 10 centimeters away from my microphone as well. I don't know what else to do, man.
User entered your channel.
Do you have a volume on your computer case, or do you have a volume on your keyboard? Do you have a volume on your speaker set?
Hello.
Hello.
Because if so, I would crank all those to the
Where
max.
is Prac today?
And then turn your volume
It is
down
tabletop.
internally.
I'm just getting attendance in TeamSpeak. Everyone has moved over to Discord because it's easier for Tiggerr on his mouse. So
Okay.
if you don't mind jumping over, that's everybody. Hammer will be jumping over momentarily.
I switched over a device. Any change?
Which
No.
Discord are we on?
Well, Jess, it'll seem like I'm just going to have to project my voice.
The TAW one.
Yeah, the
Which is funny because
the MWO
you're
one
the
we've
same
had for
volume. It
ages.
just sounds like you're shouting.
I don't know if we were on James's Discord.
Yeah. So
How
maybe
is this
there's
possible?
maybe there's some sort of gain cap or
Figured it out.
So
though.
just okay. So I just had to get
decibel
everybody
cap
there.
or something on your recording
Thanks.
equipment, because you literally sound the same volume. We can just tell that you're shouting.
Hammer checking in.
Hey, Hammer.
Hello. Hammerman.
Say on the green hell.
Isn't that the Nordschleife? The that crazy German Autobahn
Nürburg.
Nürburg, that's it. Yeah. Nordschleife Nürburgring.
This, however, is an entirely different one, where we're moving slow. Because all the goddamn trees!
Well, if your mech has a flamer, you can do something about that.
Yeah. I can't wait for somebody to do that.
Remember what Smokey said.
I don't think any of us are equipped with flamers, luckily.
Actually, you could technically start it with a laser if you really wanted.
Don't start a forest fire.
I'm just saying, you could if you really wanted.
Don't listen to him. He wants you to set fire in the forest and then we all overheat. Because the ambient temperature will jump up around us each turn and we won't be able to do anything.
No!
But what if we started a forest fire up top where we know Tigger's mechs will be?
Yeah. And then I'll just stand in the river, chilling.
Mic check.
No.
Still quiet.
Still crazy quiet.
I'm going to reboot. I've checked all my Windows settings, guys. There's nothing in Windows. I'm not running any third-party software. I'm just going straight through Discord at this point, so I have not the fucking clue. I'm going to reboot. Hopefully that fixes it. See you in a couple minutes.
Okay, doke.
Okay.
See ya.
Wouldn't it be easier just to go into mic boost and boost it up?
I think he did.
Honestly, I think there's some sort of gain filter going on because this sounds like software-induced squashing. You know, because his volume was the same regardless of whether he was shouting or talking.
Maybe he has it turned up way too high, so it's like we're not going to deafen everybody. We'll automatically make you get turned down.
Well, that's possible.
So in order for him to be louder, he would have to set it to be quieter?
Tiggerr, your turn to move or our turn to move?
No, it's mine. Sorry. I was just making sure everyone was like good to go.
Yeah, it says so right here. Tiggerr to move.
I'm just making sure I got my notes to say which row all these are supposed to be in. 1, 2, 3.
I don't think I saw those Warhammers up there last time. What the hell? Rip.
And the Black Knight and the Dervish.
I'm dead.
All right.
Mic check.
Ooh.
There you
Holy
go.
Hello.
shit!
Whoa! What the
Sweet face.
truck? I can hear you.
I think his
Loudly and
balls.
clearly.
I think his balls dropped.
What happened?
I switched microphones and rebooted. I grabbed a whole other microphone out of my toolkit and just said, well, I haven't used this one in 5 years. Let's see if it works.
It works. Stick with it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Today
joy.
he's a man.
I'm so happy.
Oh, you sound
We're
like
so
you used to
proud.
about 3 years ago.
Ah, crap. That means we have to listen to you now.
Yeah.
There's always the mute button from our side.
The problem is now everyone else is going to be like, why are you so quiet all of a sudden?
Solo, is your other mic a cardioid mic?
A what? Sorry, say that again?
Cardioid. Essentially, it picks up in a heart-shaped pattern around the microphone.
Yes, it's a designed for rooms.
I'm going to ask a stupid question. Is it backwards?
That
No,
makes a lot of sense.
it was pointed straight at me. It's also sensitive enough that even if it was pointed away from me at the distance I was talking down directly into it, you guys would have heard me just fine. Again, it's only with you guys I ever have this problem, and I don't understand why.
No, I was just curious because it's an obvious one, and sometimes people put them up backwards, and that hugely affects volume.
I do appreciate you thinking about it, though.
Is it a blue brand?
No, it is not. Hold on. It is. Movo brand, model MC1000. If you Google it, it's not a bad microphone. It's great for having, because we'll do virtual gaming, like half the group will be in the room, the other half of the group will be online. So it's handy when everybody can be sitting around a table and just talk into it, and you know what I mean? Regardless, I'm happy to be back.
There's a Clint.
Oh, Christ, that's a bruiser of a lance up there.
There's a cicada.
Yeah, obviously I missed the conclusion of the last battle, I guess. So how did we end up here? Is this a combined two lances thing again, I take it?
Yep.
Neat.
No, not
We
me.
have to clear the area of enemies, so we can then call in an airdrop that will clear all of this ground above this dropship that's buried into the rock for our employer, so they can basically nab whatever is hiding inside.
I take it they're not intending. Why don't they just use defoliant or airdrop it before we go in?
What they need is someone to go inside and confirm that there's actually this is just buried dropship is worth going after. So your enemy currently does not know there's a dropship here, and they figure you're just an enemy flanking force. So your objective is to push them hard so that they do not want to get to this giant buried dropship.
Okay.
I would like to state for the record, Mama Dalek is awesome. This breakfast is amazing.
What you got for fixins?
A fully loaded baked potato.
And the dressing?
A couple different types of cheese. A little bit of unknown tasty white sauce. Got some bacon. Got some other bacon. Salt, pepper, sour cream. Yeah, it's basically just pure awesome.
Yeah, it's
Can someone please tell me I'm not the only person that chuckled then when Davros said unknown?
Yeah, the white
taste?
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was already thinking. I know what the white sauce is.
Yeah. Just needed reassurance that it wasn't just me that'd been broken by the internet.
I threw that entirely. I threw that in entirely on purpose. I figured you guys would get a good
we all
chuckle out
knew
of
that Dav was a deviant to begin with.
Oh, but quite so. Yes,
I had a potato
I would
wedge
never
for
deny
myself.
such a thing.
Mine was
All
just
right,
leftovers.
all
I
my
made a
guys have
roster last
moved.
night.
Right, so you're gonna move. Are we just gonna move all our units and then it's firing? Is that how you want to do it?
You might as well.
All
I
right.
mean, in all fairness, they don't know how many of you are there, so I'm gonna move my guys, and then you can choose how you wanna until there's more in contact.
Christ on a bike. This is a nasty engagement. Close up.
Yeah, one option would be to slowly backpedal and try and draw them in. Move to either side of this valley, so to speak.
Well, the problem is the Warhammer is obscured by the heavy trees, so it can't see us. We can't see them at the moment. We just know they're there.
Plus, he's on a
It's-
level 7 area, and you guys are on level 2.
He'd have to be stood on these like outer edge hexes before we could even have a real chance of shooting at him.
Yeah.
So it's
The-
either
the
a case
problem-
of. Sorry, go on.
Go on, Rock.
I was going to say it's either a case of the two assaults, mine and Gumby's, head up the hill and try and engage one a target at a time, just dumping as much fire as possible, and then support fire comes in, or we see if one of them moves out of position.
Yeah, because the way I see it, if you guys move forward, the two assaults, you got one on each flank, and then you got those two back and what the dervish and the black
The
knight.
Black Knight scares me the most out of them because of its
Mhm.
just sheer amount of laser firepower and PPC. I'm also not sure what variants of Warhammer we're up against.
Yeah, if you've got standard PPCs, you're actually not in a terrible position because you can get under minimums and all of minuses.
Yeah, it could still roll a good hit. That's the problem.
But if we're all in stock mechs, I would assume that our Op 4 is as well.
No.
No, don't make that assumption.
No, don't assume that.
Even if they're
Especially-
in stock. You know,
Plus, this is Tiggerr we're dealing with.
Yeah, that.
Uh,
Even if
Also,
they're in stock, that leaves you
grapple or
variants.
rough terrain. Does it cost an extra one? to
I'm
move
going
them?
to elect. I'm going to walk back down the hill.
I'd say stays close.
And go in
If
that.
I remain stationary, what benefits do I get to firing?
You don't incur the +1 or +2 for movement.
Yeah.
But you do give them, if they could see you, a -4 to their difficulty because you're a stationary target. Where you are now, nothing can
Nope.
see you.
No,
I'm
you're-
gonna.
They do not suffer the immobile, right? Because the rule says that even if you're standing still or you're not moving because you don't want to, it's not that you're immobile. It's just that you're standing in that square, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought
okay.
we
So
all had
I-
the plus 2.
I don't-
That was it.
So there's no benefit. I just don't get the penalty to movement firing. Yeah.
Who's the battle master?
Yeah. Battlemaster's Gumby.
That is me, and I'm gonna continue on up.
Are you sure, Gun? Because I'm thinking if I take a step back behind you and Rocket, we at least have a small firing line there. I
Yeah.
step back into the water, so if anything that peeks over the edge there, we have a good line of sight. We can blast them.
And
What's
if you-
your-
if you
My
step
my
up for
goal
Gumby,
is to
you're
get
gonna
into those
get-
heavy woods by that big giant tree, so I can fire over by the lure them to the over here. Like,
Yeah, but
Well,
by
you're
this
the
area.
only viable target for 4 mechs. They're gonna
Yeah,
absolutely
I
rinse you.
don't worry about the lance in the water yet. We've got ages until we get in contact with any enemies, and at the moment they don't know we're here. So you best confer with your lance mates there, and try to draw those heavies and assaults down into the east. Back away from the drop ship.
Okay, so standing still does not give your mech the immobility status.
Yeah.
It's just you've chosen not to move. The only way you can get immobile status is if your mech cannot make any movement of any kind, right?
No, it's fine.
I.e., your engine or leg or pilot down or whatever. At that point, then you suffer the -4 target modifier and
So
stuff. Like
basically, then, man, your base difficulty is just your gunnery.
Yeah.
And
That's
you
fine.
go from how far they've moved.
The reason I'm asking is because obviously I can use indirect fire from where I am.
Yeah, if we have line of sight on them.
I think it'd be a good idea for you to move back with us so we can set up a firing line.
What is the maximum height that our jump jet can go?
9.
8, I think 8 or 9. Yeah.
Okay.
So, in other words, this guillotine could clear these cliffs if it wanted to.
If it was close enough, yeah.
Yeah, if you got up to the cliffs and you jumped, yeah, you could jump up to the.
We have at least one other mech that has
light.
jump jets, right? I know we do.
Yeah.
Quick Draw's got jump jets.
Hatchet
Dervish
Man.
has them.
Catapult.
Certain variants of catapult do.
I've got.
The Hatchetman also has it. By the way, I did my movement.
Yeah, we're all just doing movement now. So
Yeah, does gravel add 1 to movement? I don't remember.
Well, what's your move, Gumby? Is it 4 and 6?
Yeah.
Well, it's good. It would cost you 3 to move into that light woods because you're going up 1 hex into trees. That's 3 of your movement there. And then if you wanted to rotate, that's 4. And if you do the last 2 points, you then have to do a piloting skill check because you're trying to run through the trees.
I want to go. I want to go in the hex right directly behind me. If I can get in that
You
one.
can't.
You can't. That's 3 levels higher than you. You can't walk backwards into that.
Oh.
You'd have to go diagonally to your left, up that route, and then around.
If I could get on the hex that's behind me, like they have no way to they have to come down in this valley, or take lots.
They
and lots of
they
turns.
can't do anything this turn anyway because they finish movement. They can't see us. We can't see them because of all the heavy woods and the light woods in between. We have to wait for the Warhammer here to move to the very edge of one of these hexes or into this gravel for us to be able to have a shot on them. Same for this guy, unless he moves down towards you. So as it currently stands, we both know where each other are. We just can't shoot each other because there's too many obstructions.
What's the move? You get movement penalty for the heavy woods, right?
Yeah, for any
2.
woods, you get movement penalty.
Yeah, it's extra movement.
I know Warhammer's move 4 and 6, so this one it would have to walk 2, 3, 4. It could end there, or 2, 3, 4 to go into this hex if it was walking, because running it would have to do a pilot check. This one could go 1, 2, and turn and end its turn facing in 1 or 2 directions, or it can go in for 2, then turn, and then try running there. So I think its next turn, it's only going to be in that hex.
Related to the tree question and the movement penalty on that, I'm guessing the answer is no, but I'm just going to ask anyway. I don't suffer for alpha striking every single round if I wanted to, especially if I don't have the SRMs firing. Can I blast trees out of my way?
You can. There's a risk you'll set them on fire.
Fuck you, Smokey Bear.
Don't
Have
get
to
me
roll
wrong
a
here.
paladin check.
That's exactly what Tiggerr wants. Don't feed Tiggerr.
Bear in
Also-
mind, he's brought a fire starter, so he is going to start forest fire.
I
Oh
would
shit! I didn't
personally
even
set
see that.
the trees above a light and just pull everyone straight back down.
It's too late. Gumby's moved further up into the tree line.
Okay.
Well, it's not going to spread. He could back down backwards.
He's a
have-
battle master. It lumbers so much as walks.
Yeah, but how fast could these trees really burn? I mean, how long is a turn? Several minutes, an hour, what?
To roll for my
Turns to
paladin
2
check.
seconds.
Yeah, so there's no way he'll get caught by a fucking forest fire. Neither will they, for that matter.
I can't remember how the fire propagation rules work, but it can spread very quickly. It depends on the range of the flame.
It spreads out like a cone in every direction around it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would
wow.
imagine looking at probably 2 hexes, a hex or 2, yeah.
So in reality, because the fire doesn't suffer movement penalties like you do, you literally can be swept up in a forest fire.
Yeah, just like in real life.
I think I passed it. I rolled a 9.
Oh, 9, yeah, you pass that, yeah. It's if you basically rolled equal to or below your pilot skill, you would have failed.
Okay. Well, I've jumped up to try and get a little bit closer for next turn.
So we're going to go ahead and engage. Then it sounds like.
You said you
Well-
had jump jets, so you can come on up here.
Yeah,
I
so
won't be able to make it next round. I'll
no.
get closer.
But jump closer to the wall instead of walking into the woods where you're taking
Yeah,
a
penalty.
hex or two. You can jump across and get closer. You can move further. Instead of walking 2 hexes, you can jump 4.
Because you won't have the penalty from the trees if you're jumping over them.
Remember the big trees block fire completely.
Rocket, can I ask you to change boards?
Yeah, you just wanted to move over.
Well, yeah, if we just switch your board around.
I can't unlock it, so I can't move it just yet.
Okay, just ask. We can get Tiggerr to do
Uh,
that. This one and the one next to it.
You know, you did the ammo counters earlier. It's that board. Yeah, thank you. I think you locked it again by accident.
Yep.
Does that work?
That's fine.
Oh, this one's locked.
I didn't lock it. Oop. There's dice.
Those are locked in the air.
The current sheet he has is not.
Oh, just be careful, but don't press L on that red dot, because if you accidentally press it on the table will explode.
No, this one won't.
Oh, won't it? Oh, okay.
How do I get it?
You should be able to right click. Can you click Naman's name on the right, and it should come up promote?
Because I
There you
can't
go.
highlight it.
Now Naman can do it. There you go.
There we
He's
go.
got it.
I got it. Why is there a red dot there?
It might have been heat scale.
Yep. There you go, Solo.
So
you
you
can
want the
jump
red
onto
dot
the end
back?
color. You
No.
can just drop it on. Yeah, it'll be the end board right in front of you. The color behind it. If you take that, that'll be your board.
Okay, so who wants the red dot?
Just delete it.
Okay.
Naman or somebody, would you please lock CR's
Oh yeah,
record sheet?
done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else need it?
Don't think
No.
anyone else's board is unlocked. Nope,
No.
they're all right.
Okay.
Yep. So if you click on your name on the right hand side,
Right
left click and
inside
say
of it, okay.
change color.
What color do you want me to pick?
This very left hand board, the one behind that, whatever that is.
Where the orange hand is spinning around it.
That would be white.
No, there's one next to it on the table, and then there should be a color behind
Brown,
it.
I think it is. Oh, it's over there. I think the table curves
I
around.
was white. I changed to brown.
Okay,
It didn't let me play white. Weird.
hang on.
Where is your board? You don't even have one.
Yeah, it's over here.
Oh, the one on the very end?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's clearly mine. Or somebody moved it. It used to be the stalker right next to it. But yeah, there's the guillotine.
You dumped your ammo. You have to put your ammo count.
Don't suppose we have a D100 I could just pick rather than having to drop little pips on it.
Jumping into heavy woods, does that require a pilot check? I can't
Nope.
remember.
As we found out,
That's
jumping
right.
into trees does not incur a pilot skill check, which
Sweet.
is weird because you think jumping into trees with a giant mech would
Yeah.
be a bit dicey.
But jumping into water does incur a piloting check.
Yeah, it's really weird.
You know, house rules exist for a reason, gentlemen.
Not
There's
in my.
already enough rules.
Oh Christ! Not in my chat solo. When I stream it, oh, oh God.
Oh, the
A
dicks be
certain
flying.
former member might rip
Woe
his
betide the
former
man
member
who
off.
homebrews.
You would think that jumping into trees would make things a little bit more difficult, but
Oh, the
Yeah,
fucking
it is like
you
a,
can
rippage.
at
you know
least
the
a 20-ton
topographical
machine.
layout.
Spear
There you go,
Like,
Solo.
you got the topographical layout, so you know like all the surface is uneven or it's whatever. But in the deep water, you don't know the topographical layout. That's probably why
mean,
you have to do the
To
piloting
be
check.
absolutely fair, the amount of ground pressure a mech would actually put down, water or ground doesn't matter. It'd be through the fucking floor either way.
Yeah, it would make a
Yeah.
small crater every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shh, it's sci-fi.
I know.
Rule of cool.
Solo, colours moved.
Again, I'm still confused as what you're talking about or having me do. I saw you move my nameplate around. Sure, thanks.
It's in front of your board now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that wasn't confusing for me, but I appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Has everyone moved?
Yarp.
I believe so.
Okay. This is where Tiggerr deploys the mechs that have been hiding in the level 2 water. They just rise up and start shooting at Varg and Davros. Huh?
nope.
Be right back, Chet's got somebody at my front door.
I think it's more like this is where the long tons come into play.
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah.
Kyrian Frogmen unit turn up with SRMs.
Even if there was log toms, just to be fair, they have a flight time before they
The
even get there.
Corvette in orbit will be providing fire support.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys are really picking them up
Vincent
to get you.
Gas just starts raining death.
People
So
have
I
already
can-
been here and activated the guns on the dropship. These two pods just open up.
Yeah, well, we're sending Pinchy to go power up some weapons for us, right? I mean, there has to be something worth powering up in there we can use to our advantage. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been sent on the mission.
It could just be a load of Star League pawn mags for all we know that could be stuck inside that.
Dusty 300-year-old muff.
once again, your
I'd fight for
objective
that.
is to get there, get in the door, which will take 2 rounds to go in and do a quick search. Or be able to get in and operate the computer if it's functional to see if it's viable or not.
Like,
So that's
close
our-
to
is
the-
that's our
one of us
only-
carrying text to go inside for that thing? Because I mean, is a mech jock going to know how to power up a Star League dropship?
Dropships haven't changed that much in the last couple 100 years.
Yeah, but how many average mech jocks know how to power up a dropship?
Hey,
Well, like I said,
I
if
just
you-
drive the mix, baby. I don't know what makes them tick.
you only have to spend 2 turns in there to figure out there's a lot of
Yeah,
crates.
There you go, oddball.
So I'm shooting because I'm not seeing a whole lot my guys can shoot at because,
But who are you shooting at?
well, I can't shoot at the Battle Master because there's too many trees. I don't think the Dervish is really going to waste missiles on
Starting a
that.
fire. The fire starter.
Should I tell Tiggerr or not rocket?
Nah, leave it.
What'd you do?
Nothing?
Liar.
Yeah, I'm looking. It's such a pretty model.
Oh, is that the new Clint?
That's the one the man made for me.
I like the color scheme. It does look
Well,
good.
you can swap it with your existing Clint on the board and have a proper one. It's got the head ears and everything. Look.
Ah, it does
Oh,
look
wow. Looks pretty good.
good. The only bad thing is I can see that Clint.
So we're starting turn 7, since nobody can see anybody to shoot at, or is there a target we can't see?
There's none that my guys can see.
Is it roll for initiative then?
Yes.
Because you can't see through 3 sets of trees, correct?
Yeah,
2
it's-
heavy or 3 light.
Yeah, it's a weird combination of it's like 1 light and a heavy, because a heavy counts as 2.
Yeah.
Rolled 7. Okay, he's got to move first.
We're gonna make him move first.
Yep.
Obviously.
Well, you scuzzy little bastards.
As soon as he pokes his head rocket, we blast him.
Yeah.
That's the plan, yeah.
I like
bad
that
I-
optimism.
Too bad we can't pop tart in this like MWO.
And
Hit
your
him with
turn's
some
just in midair.
plasma.
I think if you were playing MechWarrior RPG, you can jump and fire as a character maneuver, but in BattleTech Tabletop you can't.
Neat.
Because in MechWarrior RPG, your pilots can take like a feat, one that will make it so you, instead of rolling 2d6, you roll 3d6 and you take the best 2 results instead.
That's cool.
Now, you don't need jump jets to go down, you just need gravity.
That's right. You can jump off a cliff if you want.
Doesn't that incur a pilot skill check because you're not controlling a fall, though?
Well, when you I do believe when you land from falling, there's if you go a certain distance, I do believe if you're falling only 1 square or 2 squares, there's none. Level change. You cannot go backwards.
So I'm going to ask, do any of our pilots have any favors with the military? Because then we say, well, we called in a favor and we had the Curitan techs disable these mechs, so these aren't running at full efficiency.
I don't know whose pilot cards have what background. I know I'm minor royalty.
All right, so just so you know, level change. When moving forward, a mech may change levels or depths only by 1 or 2 levels per hex. In addition, costs of 1 movement point per level, whether up or down, does make a difference. No mech may voluntarily fall from a greater level in order to circumvent the maximum allowable level change in a single hex. So technically, you can't voluntarily drop off the top. You can jump off if you have jump jets, or you can be pushed off, but you can't voluntarily jump off. Me personally, if you want to jump and you're more than like 3 or more levels, you just take damage and then make a piloting roll at the end to see whether or not you stand or not. So he moved. He's not
Just
good.
need to make sure that those warhammers couldn't jump down and get on top of our X down there, so they can't do that then.
Is
to
it
go down
possible to
the
walk
gravel.
backwards in heavy woods?
No.
But you can jump into them.
Apparently,
Yeah,
you're
no.
not allowed to back it. You're not allowed to back up doing elevation changes. And you're not allowed to back up into trees.
Yeah, but if you jump and it happens to change elevation or jump into trees, that's okay.
That's why jump
Even if
jets
you
are
happen
so
to be
good.
jumping backwards.
That's the advantage of taking them, though, right?
It's only good for 6. Do I push my luck?
Yeah, I'm just going to let to stand still. I'll be AFK for a couple because I'm just doing eye drop
Okay.
treatment with one of our cats. So
Okay, so they all walked, and the catapult ran, and everyone else walked.
Not going to use this fancy new model.
I can't see him in the trees as good. So I'm not gonna tempt my fate.
We don't mind if you forget about a mech periodically for a turn or two.
No, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And those ones 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And okay.
And makes me more worried.
AFK off to pee.
Okay.
All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have nobody up there that can see. Can those dervishes see me? No. Okay.
Right. My jump dice is going to take the place of my mech.
Where does it need to go up here?
No, right.
Down here.
At the entrance.
Okay. Facing which way?
Towards the door.
Well, if he's getting out, it shouldn't matter.
Wow, getting back in.
There.
Thank you.
Oh, that's why it's colliding with the fucking.
With
Yeah,
the trees, yeah.
No,
the
it's
drop
the
ship.
No, it's the
drop
drop ship.
Well, my pilot hops out and goes scouting.
Yep. That makes sense.
I'm sorry, I just stepped back in the room after being gone for real quick. I heard somebody hopped out of their cockpit?
Yep.
Got to.
Need to
gotta-
check the dropship.
I had an extra helping of MREs, the bean and cheese burrito variety, and I had to evacuate the cockpit double quick. I'm gonna go place a or an upper decker on the command deck of the dropship here.
So it's a round to get there, because I mean, remember that's 30 meters across. You're gonna have to spend at least 2 rounds in there or longer.
Maybe
before
we
you
should
make a roll.
kill everybody before
The thing is, I was actually going to land closer to the hatch, but I physically couldn't get the mech there.
Well, yeah. No, you were gonna have to go across the land anyways to get to the hatch.
He's going for the SLDF swag for grabs.
That's fine. It makes sense. If we can get the scouting and that done, then yeah, why not? The mechs will take a turn or two to get through the woods.
Okay, so have you all moved?
Nope, we haven't started yet.
Oh, we were waiting for you to finish.
Oh, just
Bob's
damn.
done.
Oh. Moving then.
Ooh, Gumby.
Nobody did any shooting last round, right? We concluded with
No.
just movement.
Yep.
No, there was no way to shoot.
Well, as we clarified, there is. It just has consequences.
Yeah.
So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5.
I'm going to remain stationary.
Showing your back to me?
I'm in heavy double 2, so you can't see me.
Curious forces.
Can I jump from where I'm at to
Yeah.
this level 8 here?
Yeah, you can
Well-
jump 4 hexes.
Yeah, but it's 8 hexes high.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I'm asking.
So that's what we asked last time, and you said it didn't matter. That's
You
why
can-
we've been.
If you have jump jets, you can jump down and it doesn't matter. But to get up, that's a little bit different.
How about am I able to jump to the one next to it, the level 7?
Your guillotine can jump how many?
No, I'm the quick draw.
Quick draw.
From where I'm at.
I'm assuming it'll be 4. Or is it 4, 6?
Yeah, it's
jump 5.
Well, you need 6 to get to the heavy 7. If you got up onto the level 3, you could do any of them then. If you could get to this square,
Yeah.
3 ahead of you,
Yeah.
you could jump to any height then.
So I'd recommend probably moving forward 1.
Yeah, I'm thinking
and then
about that
seeing.
too. So. Wait on rocket.
If you go one more
rocket
square,
station.
right? Because your quick draw can move what? 5, 4?
5.
So to go up a level is 1. To go into the trees is 2, right? So that would be 3 movement, and then to go from level 1 to level 1, or level 2 gravel is only a level. So 3, 4, 5.
That would mean theoretically you could jump to level 7 next turn.
Yeah. Like if you were to move here, you theoretically could jump to any level 7 within your jump radius.
Okay.
If you go to level 3, you could jump to the level 8s.
How many movements would that be where it's placed right now?
2.
That's 5. That's 5 movement.
No, it's 2 hexes. So
Yeah,
it's
but
2 on the die.
you traveled 2 hexes, but it was 5 movement.
I knew what you meant, Thomas, don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Okay, everyone's moved.
So you want me to shoot first? Of course.
Yeah.
A dervish, 2 lights and a heavy. No, not worth it. Warhammers, way too much coverage. Way too
You
much.
can't physically see any of us as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, yeah. And
So it's start of next turn, isn't it?
Yep. And this is turn 8.
8.
All right.
I am now in the dropship.
Okay.
Going
Just a second.
I'm
Just a
going.
second.
I'm in the
Before the
dropship,
round-
wrecking up their stuff.
You just got into the dropship. So you got to spend 2 turns, then you got to roll your piloting to see if you can find anything good. Anyways, so there's a massive earth tremor. Now, if I rolled an 11 or 12, every one of us has to make piloting rolls or fall.
Oh, jeez.
Earthquakes, I call bullshit.
10.
10.
Damn. These are massive earth tremors.
Actually, dead serious question. See where Namana is right on the corner here, right, hiding in the woods? If multiple mechs just decided they couldn't bother to shoot him, but just blasted the ground beneath him, and I know it's a 30-meter wide area, but is that even feasible?
You'd probably have to do a minimum of 150 points of damage.
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah, you'd have to do something like destroy the construction factor of the space he's in to make him
Gotcha.
fall. That would be really tough.
Yeah, I figured because it's a massive amount of Earth, even with massive energy weapons to move.
Yes, theoretically possible, yes, in game.
Yeah, you'd have to waste a lot of manpower to do something like that, where it would probably just be easier to shoot the mech opposed to the space, right? Unless he was inside a building, then you'd have no choice but to attack the construction factor of the building or a bridge. Like
I'm
if
back,
we were
sorry.
underneath it,
Welcome back.
like if he was on a bridge above you, you could shoot the bridge underneath him and make it fall.
Gotcha, but not. Yeah, I'm not obviously going to shoot at my own teammate, but I was wondering if one of them wandered to the edge, what the feasibility was. Thank you for clarifying.
Rule of thumb is 150 damage.
Yeah, so you gotta use a little bit of realism. I don't think flamers would hurt the ground at all. I can't shoot, and the seismic didn't work, so we're all good.
Initiative.
But it's deeply concerning for everyone. So it's initiative again?
Yep.
I am deeply concerned.
Ready? 21.
I don't think I actually moved last round. I'm still at the bottom of that cliff, or was that still the second round of their game?
I got 7.
Damn it.
I got 7.
All right. 7.
3.
All right, if you go first, I can shoot. You shoot first. If I go first, I shoot.
We are coming into our third round since we sat down, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Never mind. I didn't miss my turn.
I'm going to go first so I can shoot first.
Okay.
He's assuming he has targets.
The boogie there. Run through the forest. Run.
I can see the shot you're going for, Tiggerr, but I just don't think you'll be able to get it wherever you're moving.
No, I'd have to jump to it. And that's going to be tough go.
If you just run through the woods head on, that's your best bet.
Yeah, come up here.
At least we're not facing waves of goblin tanks, Rocket.
The tremor we were supposed to feel was 700 Savannah Masters powering up at once. The air cushion emitting from the massive mobile fleet just flattens everything around it.
And they'll come steaming up the river and engaging from the rear.
Yep.
I got to tell you, you guys got this. You got a horrible level of paranoia.
Well justified.
I wonder
believe.
why.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Not even close to justified.
Considering we know that there's at least a third lance floating around.
Well, there is a third lance floating around. I can't lie about that. And why
That
would
power,
I lie?
that tremor you felt
And
was
the 2
actually,
air assets you had earlier.
it was the dropship powering up, and it's gonna whisk away Davros.
Okay, just so you know, there's like 6 layers completely covering the top of that dropship. There's no way that dropship's taking off. Absolutely impossible. On top of it, the engines have been underneath the water since, what, 300 years, give or take? So, yeah. As good as their engineering may be, I'm going to bet it's that good.
Nah, the rumbling was just a little fight is destroying the local dam upriver. We've got about 2 turns till the wave hits.
Yeah.
Have
Okay,
you moved, Alice?
that would be something the Cretans would do. and not feel any remorse about it, I'm sure.
Almus, have you moved your quick draw?
I moved it 2 up.
Yeah, last
and
turn.
Right, he hasn't moved this turn. Okay.
No.
But what I'm thinking is, can I move?
You can jump up there, yeah.
Yeah.
I think is it 585 with quick draw?
Yes.
So you can jump 5 hexes any direction. Any facing when you land as well.
Okay, so if I land there, I'm pretty much protected from line of sight where I'm at, right?
Yeah. Yeah, got heavy, yes.
Okay, so here I'm
And
able
3
to
lights,
jump
yeah.
where, because I'm thinking here I'm able to jump in multiple directions.
Yeah.
To try and cover
You
Rocket
can jump anywhere, yeah.
and Gumby. Okay, moving there.
I'm just going to turn around and take a shot at this Warhammer.
Fuck him up, Gumby. Cockpit shots all the way.
I wouldn't have line of sight, would I? I would have to step out 1.
Yeah. Because you're looking at 3. If heavy's counting as 2, then you're looking at 3 light woods, which you can't see through.
Back in a second.
But now, theoretically, do I have this rule correct? If Gumby had to turn around and move forward into the heavy woods behind him, he is still obscured by 3 sets of trees.
Yes.
But he only has 1 obscuring him.
Correct. Because there's no penalty for firing out of woods.
Yes.
I'm going to fuck him up next turn with an Alpha Strike.
That would be your option, is to turn around and move into the heavy woods behind you.
Well, that would be ballsy.
We
would
have
also-
missile support from the... Yeah, the Manga has missile support too, because I would have
Yeah.
line of sight for him.
Naman, Varg, Armus. We all carrying LRMs.
Alright, that's what I'm going to do.
If there's a target for LRMs, I'll dump it out as well.
Yeah. I must admit, I forgot about the stalkers below.
That was 5 points, right? Because I didn't spin around.
No, you only moved 1 hex.
Oh.
Your movement cost would be 5, but you only physically moved a single hex. You moving Varg?
No. I'm going to stay where I am, I think.
Solo, you moving?
Yeah, I'd like to engage.
Yeah,
so.
just come up.
Now, vertically, I can move 6. Can I still move horizontally 6?
Well, if you can move vertically 6, then yes.
You'd have to be on that level 2 to get to if you can jump 6.
But he can then jump to the 7 behind it. So yes, you can jump to the 7.
Yeah,
If
but you couldn't
he
jump
could
to
jump
the 8.
6, if he can jump 6, then yes, he's good anyway.
So I'm pretty much good where I'm at right here.
Yeah.
I also believe that would conclude my movement. I don't think I've got anything left.
Correct. Jump is a jump. You can't run or move after that.
Okay, so you actually can jump 6?
Yeah. Or at least I believe that's what I was told. Let's clarify on that real quick. I was told I could jump as far as I could run.
No,
you got jumping distance, so whatever that is.
You jump 464, so you can jump 4 hexes.
So you can't get up there. You'd have to be on a level 4 to jump to a level 8.
Yeah, can I jump up the waterfall from this elevated terrain over here?
Yeah, you have to take the waterfall up.
Alrighty
Well,
then.
you're going to have a hell of a time getting out of there because there's almost no way out of there. So you'll have to jump out of there somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
plan
that's
was
not
to
an
spend
issue.
the next movement jumping. Maybe even running up behind them, possibly.
There are mechs coming down on Pinchy Pinch. You can jump over that
That
direction
would be your other
too.
option, Solo, is supporting the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could use your help over here.
Wait, where do you need
If
me?
you, if you had to jump to the edge of the water here, you could then provide fire support across the river.
Okay, sounds like a good plan. Then
Why
I'll
am I
skip
not
all
the
the
one going
training.
dropship as I'm the most useless in combat?
This bend around the corner, would I have to walk up to here and then jump, or will the jump allow me to successfully navigate around that corner?
You can jump that distance horizontally without any problem.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking if it doesn't block me by anything.
No,
Then I can move 6, so this would be 1, 2, 3. Do you
4
want me
jump.
actually on the gravel or
4
in the
jumps.
water?
Yeah, 4 jump. So 4 hexes.
Gravel jump would be a piloting check, right?
Yeah, but you could jump to the green grass over here. That's not an issue.
And I'm trying to line up on this fire starter. Would I have it? I guess I need to be further south then, so I'd land over here then instead. Or I think that's 5. That would be 1 too many. So here.
No, that would be.
No, 4. 4's on the edge of the water.
All right.
Okay, so this is the first round that you've been in the dropship?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to do shooting.
Okay. You wanted to shoot first.
I find it awfully convenient that your mechs that had no idea anybody was down here went straight to the area where the dropship is instead of, connecting with their lance mates through the top of the top field of trees there.
Trident. They just went straight. That's all they've been doing is walking straight.
I think you're cheating.
Who are you shooting first, Tiggerr?
All right, so heavy woods count as 2, light woods count as 1, and I'm pretty sure that's going to block my line of sight, is it
Yep.
not?
Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
I'm not sure you have a shot on anything.
No.
Nope. Ah, sweet! I found a really nice case of the ship captain's personal stock of SLDF brandy. Nice.
Check for Twinkies.
He won't.
But Brandy Love would be a little bit old at that stage.
Kata won't.
Yeah, I got that joke. Yeah.
Brandy's dandy, but candy's better.
We get to see who all the connoisseurs are now.
Where am I to hit? I'm a hit on 8 for short range.
Yeah. So
What are you? Gunnery 4, aren't you?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's some indirect fire for you there, Naman, if he's got line of sight.
For all of us. Who are you shooting, the Warhammer or the Dervish?
Oh, it would be medium range. I don't have any short range that would
The
qualify
Warhammer.
for.
No, he was asking what you're shooting at, but the Warhammer is the best target. The Dervish jumped at distance of 5.
There's no way I'm hitting that.
Yeah,
It'd have to be the Warhammer.
and the Whammy's the bigger threat, to be honest.
When he moved, so that's +1. You move +2, so there's +3. You got Lightwoods between you, so there's +4. And your gunnery is 4.
yeah, 3 or more points of wood terrain blocks line of sight, and light is 1 and heavies are 2.
The Warhammer doesn't incur any penalties because he only moves 2 hexes, so it's a +0 on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So all your medium lasers and your SRM you have
They're short
would
range.
be 8. Your PPC would be a minimum range, so that would add +1 to that. So it would be a 9.
And it would be a 9 for the machine guns, because those would be at long.
No, it would be a 12.
Is it not a
Off the machine
7 for him
guns.
to hit with his short range with medium lasers and SRM6 because of it being?
Yeah, that's only 2 squares away.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
because he's gunnery 4 +2 for movement 6. He didn't move far enough to do anything, so nothing there. 7 for the tree ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so I counted 1 for him. Okay, so 7's for your medium lasers SRM, and 8 for your PPC, and 11 for your machine guns.
Now, does not the level of terrain between us both give us? Because I have half cover and he has half cover.
Then
Right,
it
I'm
means
rolling
he's rolling
for-
on the punch table, and if he gets a 6, your cockpit is toast.
Rolling for the machine guns first,
No,
and
it
then I'll
doesn't.
work my way down.
If
to
Tigger's using the
PPC.
most up-to-date rules, Devros, it isn't the punch table.
I'll do the machine gun, the PPC, and then all my lasers. So let's do this.
Okay, so your machine guns are the big one at
I think
11.
I think you're right,
Miss.
Tigger. If you're counting that as intervening terrain, that would make it 8 for the
Yes,
short
on
range
both
weapons.
machine guns.
Yeah. Because we both get that cover back and
PPC,
forth.
PPC would have to be a high. 8 would miss.
yes. And now 4 lasers.
You've got to roll
PPC
them individually.
What? PPC couldn't hit me there because it would be
Yes.
a plus modifier
can-
for short range.
Yeah,
That's
so
a hit.
he's 1 under the minimum because it's 3, isn't it? So that would
That's
add
a hit.
2.
Yes, I do believe so.
Miss.
Let me.
I got
Miss.
2 medium laser hits.
Minimum range is 3.
Yeah.
And he's 1 under that, so that adds a +2, I think.
Oh, I didn't fire my missiles.
Your SRM's the
Roll.
same difficulty as your medium laser.
Okay, we'll do the missiles.
Miss.
Hit.
No, it's a miss.
Said 7 for the.
Yeah, but the intervening terrain adds a +1 as Tigger said,
Yeah.
so it's 8. Yeah.
Okay.
So how
Two
many did I get
lasers
hit
hit.
with?
Lasers, medium
2
lasers.
mediums.
2.
All right. Where'd you shoot me?
I think that's front. I don't think it's quite right side, but it's up to you, Tigger.
That's in the front arc, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'd say it's the front arc.
Yeah, just barely within front arc.
I roll 1 dice or 2.
Two.
Yeah, 2. So you hit location 8.
Left also.
Left torso for 5.
Yeah, medium
Yep.
lasers does 5. And 11.
Left arm.
Left arm for 5. How appropriate. All right. You taking paint off the blue one?
That's fine. Hopefully we can do a lot more.
All right. Initiative.
No. Shooting.
No.
Yeah, we've got more firing.
Crap.
We've got indirect.
Missiles.
Okay. You're never going to hit them. You got to remember, trees are 2 levels higher than the terrain that they're on. So he's literally got level 10 trees all around him.
Well, it's not going to stop Armus. He's on the same level.
We have ace pilots and ace gunneries, though.
And, yeah, Naman is on the similar level of his LRMs, and so is Varg's Dervish.
But you got to remember, heavy trees count as 2, lights count as 1.
It's
so,
indirect fire. Indirect fire.
But you still got to be able to hit them.
Yeah, the missiles they come down.
Guys, Tigger's arguing essentially here that it would be like they're standing underneath redwoods or something, and it doesn't matter that it's coming on almost literally straight down on top of them. It's still hitting massive organic matter between you and them.
Yeah, like, I mean, if this was out in the open and there was just like a couple trees blocking,
But you're
us,
not.
that'd be fine.
But you're not standing in woods.
Yeah,
That
you're standing in the
Warhammer
open.
is in no terrain cover at all.
All right,
Open.
we'll go with that then. All right.
Well,
The other one is I would have just switched to
yeah,
Dervish
look,
then,
it's in
because that would be a...
grassland.
Also,
No,
to be
no
devil's
trade.
advocate, if you did have that scenario I previously nailed out, you should still rain missiles down on them. Those trees are going to blow up and start dropping 2-ton chunks of wood on things.
So who's firing? The quick draw?
Yeah, I'd like to. Am I able to then?
Probably.
You
the
have
quick
LRMs,
draw,
yeah, you can
the
shoot them.
catapult, the dervish, the
Can I only
stalker.
use? Can I only use
LRMs.
LRMs?
LRMs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Short range.
Unless you're secretly squirreling away some long tom artillery on that mech that we don't
Short
know
range,
about.
yes.
You just want to double check that? I think it's a 6 rocket. It might be a 7 though.
It's a 7, I think.
Launching
Long
unit
range
4.
missiles.
What die roll am I looking for?
7. 1 to 7 is short. 8 to 14 is medium, and
Yeah.
21 is long.
Quick draw
He's
2
in
Warhammer.
min range.
Oh, Hexam. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 5 distance away.
He gets a
Yeah,
penalty for
So it's going to be 3 for jumping, plus
Yeah.
the 1, isn't it? So it'll be 4.
No. He just gets the distance, the +3 difficulty for the jump. The +1 is when you're firing at someone who's jumped.
Okay.
So
it's going to be 3 plus 1 for indirect, so it's going to be 4. And that'll be it, won't it?
plus whatever his gunnery is.
Yeah,
2.
so 6.
Yeah, probably here.
Yeah, I just rolled a 6.
Number of missiles?
8.
6 missiles.
It's 8.
Left torso for 5 points of damage.
Oh, right, okay. So difficulty is based on the movement of the spotter and the target. Now, so the difficulty would go up by 2 because of Gumby's run.
Okay.
And any movement of the Warhammer, which doesn't count because it only moved 2, so it gets a +0.
So you would have missed on this.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how the indirect works. It's based on the spotter's movement and the target's movement added to the difficulty.
Okay.
So I didn't take the last 5?
No.
Or I did?
No, you did not.
He missed.
That was it.
Does the stalker want to fire now, or does the catapult?
I can fire at the end, I don't mind.
Yep. Okay. Let me just count. 1.
I've got pretty shit gunnery, so it will be a tough shot for my character.
Yeah, so do I.
Even 1 missile is damage.
I'm looking at 10, so medium. So it'd be +2. Also 9s for me.
Var could fire too.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's too far away, or is he? Var's in range.
10. That's 10.
Is it 10 or 9?
10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh yeah, it's medium range.
10. It's medium range.
Yeah, so 2 for medium range. Gumby's 2, so that'll be 4, plus 1 for indirect, 5, plus mine is 9.
That was a hit.
No, I haven't rolled yet. Nope. And the second one.
The dervish is the same distance if they want to take a shot, I guess.
And that's also a miss.
The dervish has a better gunnery skill, though. Or does
I'll
it
need
not count?
10s to hit with my shots.
I'll need 7s.
Okay, Varg, so you.
Okay.
Oof.
Yes.
And the next one.
Oh no.
Special.
Stop rolling as your TAW.
I know. Wrong one. There we go.
Okay, nothing with the first.
You're bringing the rain, though.
Yeah, and nothing with the second. Okay.
Where the hell's my
Operation
anti-missile
Skirmish, hit the
system when I
bad
need it?
Click your ammo counters.
Yeah.
AMS will be in the dropship.
Yeah. So I took no hits?
Nope.
Just the 2 medium lasers for now.
So it'll be initiative.
Is there anyone else that wants to shoot?
I still have to roll my investigation check.
Nope. This is the end of round 2.
Yep.
No, first round, isn't it? That you're in there.
Well, it's the first round that I'm in there, but
it's at the end of round 2 you get to roll.
It's the end of next round.
Toddy should roll our initiative this time because you guys had horrible rolls on those missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oof,
7.
7.
Consistency is the key. Well, you're going to beat me no matter what with that.
You did.
9.
Survey says.
You got 9.
So, you go first, or?
Wait, do you not hear me?
Yeah.
What do you want? Do you want me to go first? Or do you want to go first?
He said you go first.
Yeah, he said you go first.
Of course.
Hammer. Stop dropping the dice all over the place. That's all I can hear, sorry.
it's also kind of lagging me.
I'm all back in the bag.
No way.
Hammer's a bit fidgety.
Oh yeah, his crab hasn't pinched anything in ages.
Oh, the Skittles.
Hopefully there'll be a fire starter soon.
He'll be having fun shortly.
A twisted fire starter.
The fire starter knows something's there. He can see the unknown contact. Might just start it up, burn all the woods.
But thankfully, the Clint and the fire starter are not within line of sight of the dropship. They can't see it yet.
Yeah.
No.
They
I
have
mean,
no
presumably
idea.
they'll be able to see myself. Well, if you move
No.
towards the end, maybe.
Oh, they just see
'cause
it.
they know there's mechs down there, but they can't pinpoint it exactly at the moment because he's behind cover. I'm up on a level 7 behind a level 8. He can't see nothing, right? And the fire starter's completely behind that
In a
entire
big shield wall, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, he can't see. I mean, it's not till he comes around the corner will he be able to know. I mean, I know there's somebody there. I just don't know where exactly they are.
Yeah, it's
Right.
unknown mechs, and he doesn't know that Davros' mech is there because it's powered off.
Oh, Jesus. A grasshopper?
Yep. That was the third lance.
Oh shit, third lance. Oh shit, a Victor.
It's very Curitan mech.
Oh, rip, boys.
Yeah. You didn't think you were gonna survive, did you?
Rest in peace, us.
Grab the data and run.
Oh, you guys start a fire because they're all up in the woods. Retreat into the water.
I mean, I
Well,
was trying to think about how to use my weapons in our weapons phase. I literally cannot overheat. It just doesn't happen in this terrain.
Yeah.
I just can't think of anything other than lighting the forest on fire, and I'm not sure that would even
We
help
have
us.
an option. Hang on. Don't forget, if you move into water, any heat sinks in your legs act as double heat sinks.
Like I said, this guillotine is so
Just
heat-
remember,
Yeah.
just remember though, the water that doesn't have any numbers on it is not depth 1. It's just fast moving water that's going over your foot.
Yeah, but he's got depth 1 right in front of him.
Yeah, here's what I was thinking. I was thinking basically walk forward so as not to have to worry about piloting crap, get closer, and then leapfrog up to where they are. By the time that would be 2 turns at least, they would be at the edge, and then I could pop up and engage them point blank. Although now that I'm seeing there's 3 of them right on top of that might be bad.
You wouldn't be able to jump up there because your jump is only 4.
Oh yeah, level 7. I see.
My thinking for this is, at the end of this turn, Davros rolls the check for has anything been found in the dropship.
Yes.
Our then option is we call in the bombing run to clear the woods, and we call the bombing run in above the dropship.
Ooh, I like it.
Yes. Cover the escape.
No, cover the incoming mechs. So we call the bombing run on the incoming mechs.
Yeah, bomb the shit out of them.
we're not worried that those bombs will suddenly or somehow impact the structural integrity of the vehicle we're trying to loot.
There's four
Not our
levels
problem.
of there's 4 levels of dirt above us, and this ship has been here for 300 years.
Okay,
Plus-
you know what? Yeah, that's
plus-
a good point.
Plus
Not our
this-
problem.
Well, not just that, but plus there's violent seismic activity on this planet. So this dropship would have been crushed a long time ago. A few bombs going off above it isn't gonna do dick.
It's true.
If our
Although there is no
employers
discretion,
bomb the dropship
well,
that they
camel's
wanted,
back.
that is on them.
That is
We secured it. We called in the bombing run as per their orders. If they've screwed it up and bombed the thing they want to recover, not our problem.
That is a good point.
How
I
does
love
the
the way
Black
you
Knight
think,
move
man.
so many spaces? What's the movement on that Black Knight?
He ran. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. It's all level 7. One, two, 3, 4.
How many turns will it take for the bomber to come in once we call it, Tiggerr?
What do you mean?
Well, we call it how many turns before the bombers drop the bombs on the location?
2 rounds. That's the clearest space
Call
so
it.
that
Call it
dropship-
now. Call it now.
Yep.
Call it this turn. That gives them less chance to get out of the area. You'll have scanned it by the end of this turn. You're out and get the fuck out.
That was you read my mind.
Yep.
Because we can't have a heavy and assault lance on top of us.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And
Sorry, I didn't think to ask that question.
When it comes to bombing, do we have to?
Okay, here's one thing. So the when you do a bombing run, what it's going to do is it's going to drop a bunch of high explosive rounds to help take out trees and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to do. It's not so much damaging to the mechs as it is deforestation. It's designed for that, right? So here's how we're going to do this. I want you to pick one square, and then what it will do is you need to have at least 6 spaces round. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you pick a
To drop.
hex and 6 hexes around that, yeah.
That's yes, but
That's
it
the
will blow.
diameter.
It'll blow everything up 2 spaces outside of it. Get what I'm saying? So you pick a spot, everything in 2 spaces in every direction around there in a circle. That's pretty much how it's going to work. It's going to be multiple rounds, boom, 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 and it will blow up basically that area, right?
Now
That's where your drop. That's where your dropship's going to come in and land. It's gonna take 4 rounds for that to come in afterwards. I'm gonna drop that. It's supposed to be 5 rounds, but we're gonna go 4 rounds.
What's our dropship?
It's enough to pick all of you up.
Oh, all right. So it's big enough to do that. It'll fuck up any mechs that gets near. Those things are well
kidding.
armed. Do the explosions damage the mechs regardless?
No, they don't do a lot of damage to the mechs.
Oh, that's fine.
It's
They'll be
mech.
exposed. We'll bring in the Union class. The Union class will clean up the mechs on the drop site.
I'm
and
assuming
we'll
they'll
get out.
do some
I
damage at
want
least, though.
you guys to decide. I'm gonna go to the washroom for a real quick sec. Right? I want you to pick your square that you want the deforestation. Don't tell me.
Okay,
You
we're not going
guys
to
are
tell
gonna
you.
know. Right? So
Quick
I will
question.
let you know when I'm back.
Before you leave, the rust bollock tree, is that destroyed from the dropship?
No. They're massive. These things are just like utterly massive trees. Think of it like Avatar, the big motherfucking trees.
Okay, good.
Nuke it from orbit.
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty much
the
the
only
way you
way
have
to
to
do
do
it.
it. So I'm leaving. You got about 2 minutes to decide where you want to drop it. Don't tell me, so this way you can't say I'm cheating with my mechs. All right, I'm leaving.
Right,
Hey,
so
bye.
He's watching the stream.
Naman,
Just-
this waterway right here that's splitting our 2 lances, is there any fucking way I can cross that without having to go all the way back down the gravel path?
Not unless you got jumped at.
No,
Wait,
No.
actually, that's not entirely true. We did establish that it would only be 150 points of damage for you to slowly blast a path for yourself to walk up.
Can I do the fall thing? Like if I go to the edge here and I fall in, like
Yeah, there's no way to
jump
get up though.
Then I can jump. Can I jump down the waterfall?
You
No, because-
can drop off.
Okay.
But you'd
I don't
drop off,
know.
but you'd be dropping into level 2 water, which would
Yeah,
be
he said
one
there
hell
was
of a
a
pilot
certain
check.
height that I was only allowed to do it. I don't know if I could go that way or if I would have to go all the way
Yeah,
back
that's
down the
6
gravel.
height into 2 water, so it's an 8 drop.
Let's table that for now, and let's discuss the drop point.
I was
Let's
trying to
see if we
figure
can
out
kill
if
mechs.
because where you guys put the drop point, that would affect because I'm a big fucking slow mech and I don't have
If
the jump
hey,
to get over
Gumby,
there.
if they're all fucking dead, we don't have to worry.
Yeah, we then take
I'm-
our time.
I'm thinking, call the fucking Union class on top of this heavy lance. It'll
Yeah.
clear them.
Yeah, not just that, but they're not going to want to stick around to fight a freaking drop ship.
I mean, that thing's got 3 PPCs, 6 AC5s, 6 LR20s, 12 medium lasers, and 5
Okay,
large,
so I
all
say
around
the tile that
fire.
we picked that
Personally,
should
This
How
is
we-
where I'm. Remember,
would you
we have
pick?
limited time, so if we dealing with abstracts, we're not discussing where this thing's coming in.
I'm saying right there, that's my vote.
Yeah,
So
What
right.
do you want?
Where the victor is?
Three tiles.
Right,
Three tiles
right
from
on
the point.
that big fucking tree there, where they're all
We
still
can't
around.
destroy the big one.
Yeah, we can't destroy the big one. So
Yeah,
if
but
we
it blows up everything around it.
I'm
Okay.
looking here.
I was looking more down towards the left over here so that you could get where this little woods on this walkway and some of the woods up here.
I'm
it's
looking
6
here
hexes,
because
right?
it's 2 turns. We're then 6 turns
Yeah.
away from the edge. 6
Okay.
hexes away.
Okay,
So if
Yeah.
anything's below, that'll come in and level here as well.
excellent. Good idea, Naman.
That works for me.
Okay.
Now, what we're gonna do to help Gumby?
Oh no, we're leaving Gumby. He's absorbing rounds. We're gonna walk away and.
Don't forget,
Nice
we
to know
also
you,
have
Gumby.
we've got a stalker behind Gumby.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
back up into these heavy woods, so I'm going to have to turn around and come.
No,
I'm thinking.
if we kill everything, we take our time getting back to the dropship. Because let's face it, the only way to get anything heavy back here is to come all the way back down, across the river, and up the draw on the other side. That is our only option. So that's going to be 15 turns of movement to move that.
Where should
we
I
kill
set my
everything,
mech up
we
then
move.
for movement? Am I setting up?
I'm here.
Continue fire on this Warhammer, or am
You
I
are
going to
here.
set up on this Black Knight?
Gumby, you put yourself in the position. We now have to fight our way out of this position. We told you not to go up there. You went up there anyway. We'll try and help you, but if you get killed, it's your own fault.
So
Wow!
I'm
Pick a target.
Wow! You guys are cool as fuck!
Wow.
What did you walk
We-
into?
Look, he's wandering
Everybody
around.
said don't go.
Yeah,
If this happened in real conflict, do you think the entire squad's just going to walk up there and get minced as well because one dude decided to wander out into the open to get shot to shit?
Well,
I'm going to
let's
try my
do
best to try and do something to help, but if he gets blitzed, it's not my fault.
To be
In all
fair,
fairness,
I
People to me.
There's
never
Okay,
put
four
on
myself in the
four.
open yet. To be
Really-
fair,
really
I never
quick,
put
Gumby.
myself in the open yet, man. I'm still. Every turn I've been protected from fire.
Yeah, but you're
Re-
now surrounded.
But
so-
really
so-
quick, I'm thinking about moving the quick draw next to the dervish, right there on that heavy woods level 7. Jumping
Yeah,
there,
Gumby,
Mm-hmm,
pick a target and let's
taking
see.
on the dervish, and then Gumby he can focus what's on front, and you
Yeah.
two guys in the back can help Gumby with the two at his front.
I
The
have a
dervish at
limited
the
shot on
moment-
the Black Knight.
The dervish at the moment can't shoot you with anything except LRMs. If you
Can
move
you
closer
shoot
to
me
him,
at that
he-
elevation change?
he
He
can
can
now shoot you.
he can shoot
because
you
you've now.
Because he's on a level 3 and I'm on a level. Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, he has rear firing mediums.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep my rear Toro. I'm gonna focus on this hammer.
Okay,
And the Black
because he
Knight
can
can't
now
hit me.
punch you as well.
Don't put the back of a Battlemaster to it. He'll punch you
He's
so
gonna-
easily.
yeah, he's gonna
How
turn
many
right.
SRMs is he carrying?
He's got 2 SRM2s and 2 medium lasers, but the rear armor on a Battlemaster is paper thin. He's got 8 on each rear torso and
Okay.
11 on the CT rear.
I'll just rotate then like this. That's left
And that
torso,
height,
right?
he's got a chance of kicking you as well. So
I'm assuming you're jumping to that, right?
Yeah, Armus, yeah, he's jumping.
Yeah.
He said he was
He
going to
is.
jump next to the dervish. into the trees, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Right.
So I'm facing him.
Did you walk up the hill there, Rocket? Yeah.
Yeah, I walked to this position. It's my best chance of getting a shot, but I've got a +2 difficulty to try and shoot through the 2 light trees at the Black Knight.
Can I disengage my PPC and use his hand as a melee weapon instead?
Oh, your left arm can punch. Yeah, you don't have to worry about your PPC arm.
They've got shrouds on them, so you can physically punch with them. And if you had a crab, it would close over top of the muzzle, so you wouldn't hurt it.
Pinch, pinch.
Well, the awesome with its battle fist. That's specifically what it's built for.
The Black Knight can't get me, only the Warhammer and the Dervish.
Uh-oh, we lost somebody. All right, so you guys have decided where the square is?
Davros.
Yeah, he sent me a message. But yeah, I think he'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
So you guys have the square.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, well, here's how it's going to work is when you decide you're going to do it, right? 2 rounds later, it's going to come down. It's going to blow up pretty much any shrubbery, big trees, stuff like that. What I'm going to say, though, is it's going to stun whatever mechs are in the blast zone. So if I'm 1 square out of the blast zone, nothing happens. So when they're stunned, they will not be able to move or shoot for 1 round. Okay? Because they're in the middle of a fucking barrage. And that goes for your guys as well as mine.
All right.
So who's shooting first? Me?
I don't know. Varg, are you there? Because Varg
I
hasn't
am.
moved. Are you moving or are you staying still?
No, I'm going to stay where I am this turn, I think.
Rito.
Okay, so are we about to do the shooting phase?
I believe
Everyone's
so.
happy with their
Yes.
movements?
I need to shoot before the shooting phase, which is why I'm asking.
Oh, because you're going to try and narc a target, yeah.
I'm going to try and tag the dervish.
Oh, sorry, tag it, yeah.
I've moved all mine.
Okay.
Anyone who isn't happy, say peace. 3, 2, 1.
So I think that's a 9 for the dervish that I need to hit.
Tiggerr, is this red die the movement for the Black Knight? Sorry.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just working out difficulty. Okay, thank you.
For me to shoot the dervish, Tiggerr, what do I need?
Well, I jumped 5, and you walked, what, 1? 2.
2.
All right, so it's just standard hitting with a narc weapon as far as I know, right?
Yeah, you just fire it like any laser weapon, yeah.
All
Yeah,
right,
that's what I'm
so you walked.
Yeah.
All right, so you walked, that's 1. There's no terrain between you and me. No. But there is an elevation change. 1. Your gunnery is?
4.
So that's 6. Target moved 5, and I jumped for 3. So that's 8, as far as I can tell. Anyone else can tell me wrong?
You move 5 hexes, which is 2, and then the +1 for the jump. Yeah, it's 3.
So that makes 8, as far as I can tell.
Nope.
Will it narc the Battle Master?
Nice idea.
Well, it's next one in line, right?
Well, it would, but since it will be IFF, your missiles wouldn't be set to that tracking.
Maybe I can get your guy to shoot your guys.
So shooting.
I think I need 8s to hit the Black Knight with large lasers.
Okay, well, let's figure that out. You walk.
It's gunnery 4, walk +1, 5, 2 intervening trees, 6, 7, movement at 4, 8.
Yeah. Because I'm in
I
light.
think that's
I'm in
right.
light trees. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's another light tree, so that adds +1 as well. So that's where the 2 comes in.
Elevation. I don't think that makes a difference.
Not for large lasers, I don't think. I think it was SRMs and mediums I might have trouble.
The only reason why I ask is I do believe elevations 1 and 2 don't matter, but we are 3 apart.
If
Am I wrong?
If you want to add difficulty, go ahead.
No, I was just wondering. I was just wondering because
Top of
that's
my
the only
head.
thing I'm not sure on that one. Is elevation change if there is one? I don't because I can't remember that one.
We've not been playing with that on our previous tables.
We haven't really had anybody shooting that extreme of a level change.
We had hard from places where he was jump jetted and people were shooting him where he was higher than them. A couple of the tables that CR ran.
Movement changes. I don't see anything specific. I mean, that person is asking about elevation change for movement.
I mean, we'll go with there's nothing unless we find something out of game. We won't worry about it to speed this up.
Okay.
All right.
If someone happens to find that rule and there is one, let me know, please, because I'm pretty sure I know there was something mentioned about extreme level changes. I just can't remember.
There we go.
Nice. That hit anyway.
Yeah.
We have people that didn't even move yet. How are you shooting?
Who didn't
We were
move?
asking if everybody moved.
Yeah, we asked.
Pinchy Pinch doesn't have a movement dice, neither does the Guillotine.
Guillotine.
Why did people steal my movement dice?
Yeah, I haven't moved. Though I'm not clear at this point if I need to move.
No, you're in a good anchor point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't need a movement dice because you didn't move.
The
Anyway,
hatchet can't
by the
move
way,
because
just
at
one.
the end of this round he rolls.
Yeah.
Just one point of clarification because I'm still sorry. When it says, like, for instance, my large laser has a long range of 9, that is your maximum range, correct?
No.
Everything beyond that is just considered long range, right?
It's called extreme. It's extreme range, if I remember correctly, and there is a modifier for that.
Okay,
yeah.
That's my
like if you're firing a small laser, which is range 3, right? If you're shooting range 4, you shoot. But I do believe extreme modifier is like another plus 1 or 2 or something.
Yeah, so work on 15 and that'll be good.
If you're firing at a target between 10 and 15 hexes in distance, that's long range. If it's between 5 and 10, that's medium range. And if it's below 4, between 1 and 5, that's short range.
Okay, cool. So
unless the weapon has minimum, a number on that table, that's when you have to pay attention to how close you are to the target, because the minimum range is how close you can be before you're allowed to fire the weapon, before incurring penalties.
Gotcha. SRMs, can you use indirect with them by arcing them? Like
no, you can't. You can't indirect an SRM, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're dumbfire.
Vart doesn't have a dice either.
That's because he didn't move.
He said he wasn't moving.
He didn't move.
Yeah.
He opted to stay still. I hit 8 points of damage, location 5, which I think is the left arm Tiggerr on the Black Knight. Yeah, it is. Left arm, yeah. Black Knight. 8 points.
Black Knight?
Yeah, that's what I shot at, yeah. It's definitely his left side because of his facing.
Left arm?
Left arm for 8.
3, 4. Damn.
It's not the most important arm, but...
It's still a good hit, though.
If I'd hit with both, I was just off on the first roll. I rolled 7.
All right, who's shooting next?
16 would have been nicer.
I'll go.
Okay.
4 mediums and 1 SRM.
All right, so your attack is?
2 gunnery.
His gunnery is 2. He jumped, so that's 5. He's point blank range, so no penalty. He's in trees, so 6. Distance he jumped is 5, so plus 2. 7, 8, plus 1 again, so he needs 9s to hit point blank range.
Yep.
Unless I've miscounted something there, but I'm thinking he's 9s.
I don't get cover because he's right at it, so there's
no. Doesn't the trees that he's in give you a plus 1?
Yeah, the trees I'm in, but the level change because he's on 7.
Oh no, yeah, there's no cover because you're right next to him. Yeah. Oh, hit! Nice.
Was that first medium?
Yeah.
Yes.
3 more of them and an SRM.
And that's the dervish you're firing on.
Yep, missed.
Miss, yeah.
Just a miss, but still. Yes. One more medium. Hit.
Nice.
And your SRM. Ooh, and a hit.
Oh,
Okay.
very nice.
2 mediums and SRM4. Or is it SRM6 you've got? I forget.
S6.
Oh,
Do the
nice.
SRM4
No, it's a 4.
first.
It's a 4. It's a 4.
Four.
So that's 4 missiles hit.
No, he
Or-
hasn't rolled it yet.
Roll 2d6 to see how many missiles hit.
Number?
It does.
3.
3. All right.
So what do you want to do damage for first? The lasers, then the SRMs? Or do you want to do SRMs and lasers?
Doesn't make a difference. Just let me know which one
Alright.
you do.
Alright, Almus, roll the rest of your mediums.
Seven.
CT.
So
Yep.
that would be front.
Yeah, so CT5.
5. Okay.
Next lot of 5 goes to location 5.
Right leg.
Right leg. Okay. 5.
Okay, first lot of 2. 10.
Left arm.
Left arm 2.
Okay.
6.
Right torso.
Right torso 2. Last 2 points taken out.
Holy shit, that's quite a spread of damage.
Yeah, it's gone everywhere, hasn't it?
Must be because you were jumping.
Location 8.
Left torso.
Left torso 2. Yeah, nice. That is a nice spread of damage.
Left torso, right torso, center torso, left arm, right leg. All right. All right.
Pretty much everything.
You couldn't decide what you want to hit on me there.
Everything.
Shows yes.
A little nervous on the surface.
To be fair,
Sorry.
you were shooting a target that was dropping into the trees as you jumped in as well, so that both of you fired at each other as you went in.
Sorry for dropping a coffee on you.
I kind of had my eyes closed.
All right. Who's shooting next?
Go on,
It's-
Gumby.
Yeah, it may as well be Gumby, right?
Where'd my
I
dice?
have heat penalty on my shooting, so I don't know if I'm going to be doing much.
You can
All
fire
right.
your machine guns, they don't generate heat, and they're in your left arm.
And I'm I'm on the right on his left arm.
He's on the left arc, so if he torso twists, he's got everything in his left arm and left torso to shoot with.
I was going to plan on punching him, though.
You can punch as well.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in this case you kind of backhand slap with it, but
Because I would like to get back down to 0 heat. Right now I'm at 8. So
Ooh.
I can probably
Slap
fire
away.
a pair of mediums. I can probably fire my SRMs, maybe. I don't know.
you generate 32 heat. You have oh shit, yeah, you can only dissipate 13 per turn.
I want to put some fire on that Warhammer, not the
No, you can
Dervish.
dissipate 18. The Warhammer can't shoot you this turn, so you're alright.
Yes, he can.
Can
Yeah,
it?
you can.
Yeah,
No,
he
you
can.
can't.
Nope. There's a light woods, and he's in heavy woods.
I can shoot out.
Yeah, you can shoot
Last
out. He
time.
can't shoot in.
Yeah.
Okay. So if Gumby wants to think about his shooting,
Probably do
That
SRM
function-
3s.
okay.
Those are short range to the Warhammer, right?
Which torso? For the Warhammer. That
Yeah.
should be possible.
SRM 6.
SRM6 is your left torso. You'd have to torso twist toward
But
the
he's
Warhammer.
firing the Warhammer, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he has to torso twist that. Because you can only do one torso twist, we can't shoot both. He has to pick one or the other.
I could shoot with my rear lasers then into the Dervish.
I don't know if it's allowed for you to torso twist and fire rear firing weapons. I don't think. I'd leave that up to Tiggerr to decide.
What?
If he could torso twist to shoot with the Warhammer and use his rear firing mediums on the Dervish, but I don't know if it's allowed if you can torso twist and fire rear firing weapons.
I would say that if you're torso twisting, you can torso twist and then do your combat, right?
You can, but you can only torso twist once, can't you? You can't
Yeah.
like look left, look right.
That's
So
what I mean.
it's-
So if he torso twists to shoot missiles at or lasers at the dervish, he won't be able to punch him because now he's behind him.
Yeah, if he torso twists to shoot the Warhammer, he won't be able to torso twist to punch the dervish.
So you got to make a decision. Do you want the dervish or you want the warhammer?
So I could shoot, if I torso twist, I can shoot the lasers, but then I can't punch.
Yes.
Because you've twisted your torso away.
Unless you're torso twisting and shooting the dervish, in which case you could then punch the dervish as well.
Because the
And
Warhammer
I
can't
could-
shoot you this turn.
Okay. So if I torso twist towards the dervish, I can do the rear lasers on the warhammer.
Well, that's why I was asking Tiggerr if he
Right.
what his opinion
Yeah,
was.
the
on it.
answer
Yes.
was.
Guess
I
we'll
don't think
twist
so.
towards the dervish and only use machine guns then? I don't know if there's a minimum range on the SRMs or no.
No, there's no
There's
minimum SRM, so that's why they're called short range missiles.
Okay, so we'll
They're
use the machine
armed as
guns.
soon as they come out.
Yeah, the SRMs and the machine guns. I'll twist and fire on dervish, and then I'll do a pair of the rear lasers into the warhammer.
All this drama, and I'm just chilling here peacefully, getting ready to watch the artillery come in.
I don't
Oh,
think
you
you'd be able to.
bring in artillery?
Yeah, we are
Yeah,
bringing
we
artillery.
picked our hex. Yeah.
All right. So it's already in motion then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And as you know, objects in motion tend to remain in motion unless acted upon by an outside force. In this case, the ground exploding.
Yeah, can we smoke in these cockpits? Because I'm going to have a hell of a view.
Yeah, you can. They're NBC sealed.
Okay, so what does Gumby need to roll then for these hits?
Well, torso twist is free, so he's facing the dervish. Right?
The dervish is going to add
Yeah.
+3 because of his distance move plus him jumping. Then Gumby's got +2 on top of that, so that's 5 on top of Gumby's gunnery, which is 4, is it?
Yes.
So at point blank range, you need 9 to hit. Oh no, 10 because he's in trees. Yeah.
And what's the heat scale do?
Oh yeah, if you're at +8 on your heat that you said. Where is it now? On this sheet. There we go.
Bottom is, yeah.
Oh, you need 11 because he's on a +1 modifier.
Okay.
So this basically impossible shots almost on that warhammer. That was the dervish.
The dervish.
On the dervish.
Yeah, the dervish, the warhammer you can't shoot, so dervish you would have to focus
Okay.
on.
Well, we're going for the machine guns first.
You can still roll 11s. It can still happen. So.
Yes.
Give her bullets, baby.
Oof. I saw the
We'll
5 come up.
do the SRM.
Who the hell stacked these mechs?
Then we do the punch after everybody's done, right?
After the
Looks like
shooting,
looks like a totem pole.
Okay.
Oh, they
Okay,
killed the
so
totem pole.
is that shooting?
That
So
was my
it'll
turn,
be.
yeah.
Do you mind if I shoot before you then quickly, Varg?
Go for it.
Okay, so to hit the dervish is going to be +4, so it's going to be 9s for me.
Well, your gunnery is?
4.
Yep.
5 for your movement, +3, so 8, 9, yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be 9, and then I'm going to add 1 because I am under minimum range.
Now, this is in my right arc, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're rolling damage, this poor fucking dervish.
Okay, but I'm going to be firing 1 LRM, and then I'm going to fire 2, the 3 mediums.
Okay.
Since I need 10s for the LRM.
Oh.
Nope. 9s for mediums.
Okay. That's definitely a hit.
Does the Battle Master get hit with those missiles?
No.
Gotta try.
One medium hit.
All right, from the right side.
12.
That's a head.
Nice.
Oh.
Head for 5.
Fuck
Which
you. I
means
think
which means the pilot's going to get an injury.
Yeah, he'll.
He's got to
I
roll
mean,
for consciousness.
unless Tiggerr snake eyes it, I don't think the pilot's going to pass out.
yeah. It's really tough on the first shot. All right,
Well,
so I
we
gotta,
have seen it happen, gentlemen. Not 1 in
All right.
244.
So they all have pilot gunnery of 4.
Oh, almost.
Oh,
Woohoo!
Ow!
Wow.
Hey, only close to horseshoes and hand grenades, right?
Okay, so Varg to shoot.
Technically, I'm supposed to do that at the end of the round to see if I take what. Is it more than 20 points of damage? No.
More
Yeah.
than 20 and up is your first pilot skill check, and then 40 it gets harder and
Yeah.
progressively.
I think I'll pile on to the dervish's misery.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
I'm assuming getting all your short range weapons.
All right, that's right side too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because he's inside of 5.
Yeah, if you fire all the short range, you'll be heat neutral.
Yeah, might as well do that. So what would that be? So I've got gunnery 2.
2, you didn't move, so no penalty there. He jumped, so it's 3, 4, 5. I think you need 6s.
Yeah, that's what I had.
If you're in short range, yeah, you need 6s.
Ruby.
Yeah, he didn't move. Nothing. I'm not in anything. I'm in light woods.
Which added +1, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hits.
that's a 10.
Regardless, that was going to be a hit. Yeah, and
Yeah.
your other LRM.
LRMs
We're
or
going from the top.
And yeah, you hit
That's a
again.
hit.
SRM1 and SRM2 are both hit.
Oh, those are the SRMs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet
Just
zombie
working down
Jesus.
from the top. Then
That's a
That's a
hit.
hit.
first medium's hit. And the
Hit.
second
That's a hit.
medium hit.
Brutal.
Okay.
Oh Lord,
That's
Okay.
that's
bad hair day.
that's already
Good
10
damage.
points of damage just
Number
by
of
the
missiles?
blade.
Okay, so from launch number 1.
He's over 20 points of damage so far.
Yeah.
What'd you roll?
That's just 1 missile. So
Yep.
4. Then second missile.
Where did you hit me?
Yeah, he's rolling number of missiles.
That's 7.
One.
So that's 2. Oh.
No, 1.
Oh, still one. Okay, so 2 SRM2s and 2 medium lasers hit.
So, working
Well,
down from the top
there's only
again.
2 missiles that hit me. Just say they both hit the same spot.
You sure you want to group it? I mean, spreading damage is always
No,
good.
it's alright. It's only 1
Because
dice
they're
roll.
only 1 missile each, right?
We're spending
yeah.
more time talking about it than it takes to actually just fucking roll
Yeah.
it. So.
Roll.
So the first one hits in the 7.
Right torso.
Yep.
Right? Oh,
Yeah, 'cause it's on the right side, so it'll be your right torso
Yeah.
for a 7.
okay.
And then the 8.
CT.
CT for 2.
And then laser 1 hits in the 6.
Right leg.
Poor leg. That's
And
for
laser
2?
hits in the 2.
Snake
Right
eyes.
torso.
He just right torso potential crit. He did rolled snake eyes.
Yay.
All right,
Yeah, good.
roll your 2d6 again.
Ooh.
We want high. Oh, he
Oh,
got
yes.
it.
8.
There's a right torso critical.
Yay.
Right torso critical? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many boxes, Tiggerr?
2.
There's LRM,
Oh, one.
LRM, and ammo.
Yeah,
Ammo,
but-
ammo,
1 to
ammo.
3. It's only 1 to 3 because 4, 5, and 4 to 6 is roll again.
Well, wait a minute. Is this a 6M model of a dervish, or is it another version of a dervish?
6M.
Okay, right. So yeah, you just roll 1d6 Varg for the right torso.
Just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Come on, 3.
5.
Yeah, he did a 3.
Ammo.
Boom goes. the-
Nicely done.
Really?
Excellent. You killed it.
There can be
yes,
only
so-
one dervish.
120 points of internal damage.
Oh my god.
Because it hasn't fired its LRMs yet, I don't think.
Nope.
Nope.
So he'll be dead.
There's nothing for me to punch now. Air Ninja.
No.
Well, you
And
can.
explosion.
I mean, he'll still get his shots before he dies, because BattleTech rules, so...
All right.
Who was
Who's
firing
next?
next? Crab
That was
one.
it for shooting, right?
It is it would theoretically be you. Do you want to call
inquired about
there?
his large laser starting to fire.
Now, the question becomes, do you want to call it there and you do the shooting at the start of next round, or at the start of the next time we do it, or do you want to do the shooting now? Get it out the way.
Might as well do the shooting now. We'll just start the round from the beginning.
New
Because the
round.
fire starter can't shoot at
Well,
Mercury because there's too much intervening terrain.
I still have to do my roll, right?
For
This is the end of the second round of
Yep.
me being in the
Yeah.
dropship.
And our
Okay, let's see.
dropship is dropping its payload this round, right?
2
Okay,
rounds.
dervish shoot.
Okay.
Let Tiggerr shoot the dervish.
Okay.
All right, so I can't see nothing.
The
Well, no,
giant battle master.
you can see the battle master. You can see the quick draw.
And the either or.
Well, no, yeah, I can't. No, so it's only the dervish that's going to be able to do anything.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about.
Well, and he shot at the dervish, so I'm shooting his front then, right?
The battle master, yes.
Yeah.
Or both of them, yeah, they both shot at you.
Okay, so I will put the medium lasers and SRM2s into him.
Into battle master or
Okay.
quick draw?
Yeah. Battle master.
Okay.
Okay, so this ought to be interesting. 4. I jumped. 7.
7. Yeah.
He's in woods.
Yep, heavy woods.
8, 9, and he only moved
9s. You need 9s.
Yep. Okay, so medium laser. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. SRMs. Nope.
Ooh. Got away with that one.
Well, the last one would have hit too, because it was a 7. So 7 missiles of the SRM2. How many of that hit?
7 SRM2 is 1.
1. Okay, so the missile will hit 4.
2 points of damage where?
On location number 4.
On the front table, location 4, whatever that is.
Yeah, I don't have that one.
Right
Yeah,
arm.
top right hand side, yeah, okay.
Oh wait, that's rear. Never mind. No. It says front rear.
Location 4 on the front is right arm.
Oh, so it was right arm, okay.
Yeah.
Now he can't.
That was just one missile?
Yes. 2 points of damage.
So he can torso twist. And if you can shoot me, I can shoot you.
Which one?
The Black Knight. Alright, so the Black Knight ran. That is 2. Gunnery 4, which is 6. I am shooting through light woods. That's 7. You walked 2 spaces. Nothing. Right? You only moved 2?
Yeah.
7. You are more than 3 spaces. 1, 2, yeah, and 3.
Sorry, back.
So
Yeah,
I
3
need.
spaces.
So I need 9s to hit him with the PPC, and then I need 7s for the medium lasers and large lasers.
Oh, Dad Ross.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Weird. Okay.
So you're firing everything but the small laser, basically.
Basically.
There we go. Timed
He's
out.
gunning for you, Rocket.
No, I'm not gunning. It's just that's.
So what's going on?
Okay.
Oh, the Black Knight fire.
Yeah, the
So I
Black
need
Knight's firing.
9s with the PVC.
Wait. Can I ask, how did the Black Knight rotate?
Just torso twist.
Oh, he's torso twister. Okay, because he wasn't facing that way before. What's he shooting at me with?
PPC.
Yes.
No, he can't fire at me with PPC. That's on his fucking right arm. If he's torso twisting, he's only got his left arm weapon.
But you're in my forward firing arc, are you not? If I torso twist?
If he was there and you torso twist, it's only the left. You got the left arm and left torso with that angle.
Yeah, no, but I'm torso twisting to here. I can torso twist 1, right?
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
Right? That's one torso twist. So I'm facing you technically. So I could shoot my PPC at you.
All right,
right?
well, let's sort it out because there's armor that needs doing.
I need 9s because I
All right.
suffer a +2 because it's within the short range.
Okay. Right.
Nope. That didn't work. And
Large laser.
I need 7s for everything else because I'm not firing. So large laser.
Mm-hmm. Hit.
That's 1.
Next one.
Second large laser.
I'm about to send into a pumpkin, chaps.
All right,
Yeah,
see you,
good
Varg. Yeah,
Take care,
see you,
Good
mate.
night.
First medium
Have a good
laser.
Take care, Varg.
Nope. Second medium laser. 7. Yep.
Okay.
Third. Yep. Fourth. Yep. So that's 3 medium lasers and a large laser. So
Okay.
first large laser hits you in 6.
Right torso for 8. Okay.
Yep.
First medium laser. 5.
Right leg.
Okay.
7.
CT.
CT.
And 6.
Right also.
Now, just a second here. That.
That's over 20 damage. I'll do piloting check. Made.
Okay, I gotta make a piloting roll.
Over the heat.
Yeah. Okay, so I gotta do 6+ to avoid shutdown. What the hell was that?
Someone had hold of the die and it spun it.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's a
Shutdown.
fail.
That's fail. I go into shutdown mode.
Okay.
So I will torso twist him back. Oh, sorry, back. All right, and your torso twist back. And at the round 2, you got to roll. You got to roll above your piloting.
I'm assuming you're talking about Davros, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, my piloting is 3, so.
Come on, Varak.
Done.
Oh, yep, no problem. I got a 7.
Right. So you got into it. So if you roll a 7 or better, then there's tons of supplies. If not,
7.
7, yay.
So it's full. So now you guys know that this is full of Star League era tech. You don't know exactly what's in it, but you know there's a ton of supplies in here.
Rose, take a crate back with you.
Oh, I've already got both of my flight suit pockets stuffed with brandy, and I downloaded all the holovid porn that was on the computer.
You're not that fast.
Good man. Good man.
There you go. Priorities.
So
that would be total retro porn at this stage of the game.
Hey, holovids never age, my friend.
People still watch porn from the 30s.
Don't diss the classics.
Okay.
It would be classics, all right.
Okay, so we have to roll initiative. I've set the...
Well, let's just roll.
time.
Let's set initiative as next time.
Yeah.
Yes. I've made a note of it in the bottom right-hand side.
Thank you.
All right, so it's initiative. So you've got the bomb down. You've got...
Davros, no.
you know there's tons of stuff in the ship, and
Now we just go deal with the 3 lancers that are bearing down us.
Yeah, and I just stood by for the last 30 seconds enjoying the view.
Well, if those lances decide they want to stick around when a fucking dropship lands, it's their death sentence.
remember, it's 2 rounds to get artillery in, so it's at the start of the round, of the 3rd round, that the artillery hits, right?
Yeah, we picked the
And
grid
then
to
it's
calculate for that.
4 turns for the ship to get
Good.
down. So you technically have 6 rounds before the ship comes down.
I'm still enjoying
Okay.
that scope.
So
And-
it's going to be a slugfest for a couple rounds.
Yeah, but the minute that dropship touches down, if those if those mechs don't bug out, then they're nuts.
All right, one last question. I know everybody's ready to log off, but dead serious. Presumably, this troop up here, for whatever reason, survives. They
User
keep marching
disconnected
forward.
from your
Eventually,
channel.
they maybe get to the edge to shoot down. If you deliberately do, say, 90 to 100 and some odd points of damage to a hex and wait till they walk on it, is it obvious to them that it could potentially fall out from underneath them, or everybody, or how does that work?
Well, if they're standing in the hex and you're shooting at it, there's common sense, and your computer's going to be able to tell you something's going
I
to
have to
happen.
bounce, guys.
All right, later.
Okay,
guys.
cheers,
So-
folks.
I meant if you shot it
All
before
right.
they got there.
If we shot it before, then it'll be destroyed before then. Before
Yeah,
they get
you
there.
would take it from a level 7 to a level 6, I guess. I mean,
I
I've never
meant
really
if
had.
you were, if you said 150 points of damage, if you left at 120, 30, 40 or something, and then they walk onto that hex, and then you just go, haha, here's the last shot to blow the feet up right underneath you.
Well, you
Okay,
don't
okay,
take-
gentlemen. That's it for me. Thank you very much.
See, Armus.
Good night, Armus. Have a good week.
You guys
Just
take
remember,
care. Armus out.
You don't suffer damage by going from a level 6 to a level 7 or a level 7
Oh, there's
to a
no
level
piloting
6.
check for dropping. Good.
That's right. You have to drop
Never knew.
several levels for it. So you'd have to destroy multiple levels and only
Okay,
have.
not viable. Gotcha.
I mean, you can do it, but it's called a Davy Crockett or something like that,
User
which means
entered
it's a
your
nuclear
channel.
bomb, essentially. Also, the next question is are we using the rules for explosions? Am I rolling to see if the fusion engine on this dervish decides to go thermal? I'll leave that up to you, because that could change the game significantly.
No,
Well, a
it
bunch of
becomes
everybody already left.
it's just
so-
adding more complication than needs to be.
Yeah, you're just
Uh,
making it harder.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to head out.
I didn't mandatorily make that because not everyone likes that rule,
Okay.
but it does make things interesting.
No, just more complication than it needs.
All right, save.
All right, I'll catch everyone next week.
All right, no man.
Have a good week and see you then. Bye.
I gotta hop off and get some dinner, but yeah, catch you next time, guys.
Yar?
Right.
Yar. Yo, CR.
Yeah?
You could do about something real quick on the CR channel?
Oh, yeah, all right, I'll see you over there. All right. All right, see you guys. Bye.
Meet you over there.
Bye.